All right, what's up, familia? Welcome inside the truck stop. Don't you guys see where I'm at? No, that's just the background. I'm actually in the hotel room out here living the trucker life. Hope you guys are doing good. Keep it between the lines, get your load secure. Man, I got to bring back this man right here. I'm talking about one Mr. Vic Med. That way. What's up, Vic?
Oh, same old, same old. Just here working.
Oh, there's something that's changed.
Oh yeah.
There's a little something that's changed, and it's changed for everybody, right? Even if you're not a trucker, it's changed for you. But it changes a little bit more for when you're in the trucking business, right? Obviously, we're talking about the fuel prices.
Yeah.
Everybody's feeling the effects of it in their car, in their ranflas and everything. It's like, damn it, man, it's a lot, it's a lot, it's a lot. One little key thing right there that people don't think about is the trucking industry. And when the trucking industry takes a blow, you know, pretty much society, the way everything works, takes a blow because everything's being transported by trucks. Vic, man, you are an owner of multiple trucks. You have a trucking company, small one, but a trucking company. Man, how were the fuel, before we get into the fuel prices of now, where it's at now, how was it running your business the way the fuel prices were not too long ago? Because they were still somewhat high.
I mean, it was, in this industry, we have to adjust, we have to adjust on prices. So everything has to adjust, getting freight has to adjust, that's the first thing that's going to come out of my mouth, when I'm bidding on a load or a broker calls me up and tells me, I need this freight moved, that's the first thing that's going to come out of my mouth, the fuel rates, So before, we were paying weekly in the area of 5,000 or 6,000 a week, where for the last maybe 2 weeks now, I'm almost doubling that a week. But like anything, you have to adjust and try to. It's like a chess game. You gotta find out where the loads are, the shorter runs. That way you won't spend that much fuel, and the loads that are gonna pay, the adjustment of the fuel. So, it's a chess game. You just gotta find where the loads are at.
Now, are they paying more for loads now that fuel has gone up, or is that something that you just look at yourself?
If they're not paying more, I look around.
Okay.
I look around and I try to find the brokers, the companies that are paying more. If you go on DAT load board, truck stop in 123, they're still paying the same. The rates haven't went up because they're they're piggybacking off of it's China's New Year, which there's no such thing right now. There's too much freight out there in the ocean waiting to get offloaded. So I look for the freight that it's a shorter run and it's paying more.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? My mom, she has a truck, her husband drives it, and they haul dirt, right? They pull bottom dumps. I just recently talked to them, and they said that they're paying a little bit more, but not enough, not enough to where the fuel prices have gone up. So they're still feeling the effect. They're not getting as much. Even them paying a little bit more per load, it still doesn't even out for what they were bringing home before. So now when you're looking for these loads, Vic, on low boards and everything like that, for those that are paying more, right? Is it evening out for you or no?
Yeah, yeah. So this is the good thing about the industry that we're in. You know, it's a truck. You can put anything behind that truck. You can put a chassis, you can put a flatbed, a step deck, you can put a reefer, you can put a drive, you can put any kind of equipment on that truck. And that's the thing. If dry van is not paying good enough right now, I'm not going to put a dry van trailer behind that truck. I'll go look for, a dump, step deck, flatbed, So what I did is I went and put them trucks in the port. So right now they're doing runs from the port about 4 miles away, and they're paying good money. Or the furthest they're going right now is 10 miles away from the port, and they're paying good money. So that's what you have to do in this industry. You have to adjust to the industry. You can't go based off of what the brokers are putting out there. And again, if you're just doing one thing and one thing only, you are going to be as slow as that one particular industry that you're doing. That's how slow you're going to be. So, like for instance, your mom, she only does dirt. So if the dirt side gets slow, she's going to be slow. Where me, I'm not going to be slow. Two reasons. Because I do that. I look around, and whoever's paying, that's who I'm going to go with. The other reason, I do not stay with one broker, one company. I don't do that.
Yeah, you know what? I used to do that. I used to do bottom dumps, hauling dirt. I was an owner operator doing that. And no, yeah, you're right. We were just with one broker. And the thing is that when there was no work with them, I didn't work, and that line of work, I've said it before, that is construction. That type of trucking is construction. When it rains, you don't work. Just like construction, sometimes there's no work. Sometimes work is just slow, and it just slows down for everybody. So, but that was the mentality that I had then. It's just like, well, I mean, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. If there's no work, orale, then there's no work, right? I didn't know about going to different brokers and seeing, what other avenues and doors that can open up and where I can go get some more loads and stuff, more like I do today. But yeah, that's basically what it was. It just slows down. It's just like, well, then we all slow down, and that's just it, man.
And
But
that's what I was taught at the very beginning. When I was a single truck, and I sat there for maybe, I would say, 5 hours with a dry van hooked up behind my truck. And then one of my partners walked up, and he was like, "What's up?" He goes, and I told him, I can't find no loads. And that's what he told me. He goes, "This is a truck. This is not a dry van truck. This is a truck. You need to put this truck to work. If dry van, you can't get nothing for your dry van, go get a container, go get a flatbed, go get a step deck, but make it happen." After that, Cholo, I lie you not, we have not been slow ever since I put that in my system. It's a truck. It's a truck, fellas. It is not a dry van truck. It is not a reefer truck. It is a truck. You can put anything behind that truck and make money out of it. But again, if you're stuck on just one company, one broker, you're going to follow suit as far as the status of that broker and that company, which you shouldn't, because this is a truck. You can haul whatever the hell you want to haul.
Yeah, as long as that fifth wheel on that Kingpin connect, I mean, you can rock and roll. So, all right, with the prices of diesel going up, and now looks like the demand for loads needs to go up as well. all this is just gonna go. I've seen quite a few different videos and read a couple of articles just today, as a matter of fact. This is all gonna be passed on to the consumer, Vic. We're gonna see prices on the shelves, on the stores. We're gonna see them go higher because of this. Because just like you just said, you're paying almost double in diesel. So now you gotta, find loads that pay a little bit more so you can even out. Well, now that's all that's gonna be passed to the consumer, Vic. Is that right?
It is. It is. And another thing that I want to bring up, now that I got the trucks doing port, I'm tripping out on what they are doing. So the ports are charging customers if they don't haul their freight out of the port in so many days. So
Okay.
what are these big mega companies doing? They're renting spots from around the port. This is what we're doing. We're doing it for Walmart. They're renting spots around the port, and all they're doing is having my trucks go into the port, grab that container, put it on the chassis, go to their little yard, take that container off, and stack it. So that freight is not being moved whatsoever. My guys are also for Walmart, grabbing these loads, taking them to a warehouse to Southgate. Same thing, dropping the container in the chassis there, picking up an empty, and coming back to the port.
Wow, really?
Everybody is doing this because they are being charged at the ports for these mega companies not moving their freight out. But their freight is not moving. Their freight is still stuck in a warehouse in a yard.
Wow, man, I did not know that. I did see your video. I think it was one of your drivers who was waiting in line for the port.
Yeah.
It just looked like a big mess. It looked like a big mess, man. As a matter of fact, for those watching, if you guys want to see that video, the link is pinned in the comment section. It'll be pinned, man, so you guys could get a nice, good look. Vic has one of his drivers there going to the port, and it's a long line, and it just looks like a big mess, man. Just a big mess all over the place. So, I mean, with this, Vic, I mean, is the waiting times worth it for the ports?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because even that video right there, Cholo, my driver, well, he's an owner operator. That guy was in the port within an hour, bro.
Okay.
And that's one of the better ports because that port is one of the automated ports. So once you get into that port, you don't see no human beings. All you see is nothing but computers. Computers are guiding you everywhere. And that port is pretty fast.
Okay. Yeah, you've told me about those ports, man. Apparently those work a lot better than the ones with all the union workers in there.
Yeah, the computers don't cuss you out and be rude to you, bro. That is for sure. That is for sure.
Vic, there's so much talk, man, that this is not the end of the fuel prices going up. There's lots of talk that by the summer it will be up even higher, significantly. What's your thoughts about that? What would you do, man? I mean, you said you just adjust,
Yeah.
right? But if they're not going to be paying more, or at some point, do drivers just not take loads, which makes them pay more?
No. Because like I tell my guys, when I hire them on, my company is not just dry van company.
Mhm.
My company does everything. If you are not willing to do everything, we can't hire you on. So that's stipulated on my contracts. We do dry van, containers, step dates, reefers, flatbeds. We do it all. If the money is there, we do it all. If the prices go up, you got to remember one thing: port work, Cholo, pays real good.
Okay.
Some people get stressed out when they see them lines, and they just don't want to deal with the looks of it. But at the end of the day, it pays real good. And when the fuel prices go up, the prices on the freight in the ports also go up. That is one thing that you'll never be cheated out of unless you work with the company. If you work with just one company, then you're going to stay with the same rates. If you work with a broker or one of these mega companies, like that mega company behind you, Night Transportation, the freight and the rate is going to go up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because we don't know this for sure, but all the talk is that fuel is gonna go up even higher. Like pretty I mean, it's gonna get up there. So, and like I said, I've seen and read that this is just the ones who are gonna pay for this is the customers, the consumers, the ones that buy all the product from the stores, everything on the shelves. We're definitely going to see a rise in prices in that, man. So for everybody watching, get ready for that. Get ready for all these prices to go up because, as fuel prices go up, everything needs to go up to basically adjust itself. So Vic, right now, you talk a lot about the containers in the ports, man. Is that one of your biggest avenues right now?
Right now, yeah, because that's the one that makes sense. It makes sense. If I was to run a dry van, say for instance, from LA to my area, Fontana, and say I get a rate of $500 for that load, I'm burning too much fuel. You got to remember the fuel's at $6, six something somewhere. So I'd rather put these trucks in the port, have them run 4 to 10 miles a day, doing 3 to 4 loads a day. Now let's just throw a number out there. Let's just say each load that they pull out of the port pays $300, which it doesn't, but let's just throw that number out there.
Okay.
They run 3 loads. That's $900. And they're only running from 4 to 10 miles. That makes way better sense than for these guys to run from LA to Fontana for $500.
Right. Okay. What are the restrictions? I saw you doing a video, man. I didn't get to catch it live. The restrictions on the, what was it, 07, 08, 09s that they have on the rigs?
Well, this dude Newsom, he came out with this law that if you have a truck that has an engine that's an 07, 08, and 09, it can no longer run in California. They want you to upgrade your engine to a 2010. Not the truck, just the engine.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it is supposed to be, first it was supposed to have happened this year in January. But 3 years ago, they gave an extension to 2023. So supposedly in 2023, anybody with these engines, they're not going to be able to run in California. How true that is, I don't know.
Vic, I mean, your baby's an 08, isn't it?
Well, we are an exception, Cholo, because if you have a fleet of trucks, the law is this: if you have a fleet of trucks and you have, say, for instance, 3 trucks that are, 2014s, 15, 16, and 17s, you can have 3 trucks that are within compliance and 1 truck that's an older truck. So we are an exempt to that rule, that law.
Yeah, you know what? Now that you mentioned that, I have heard that before.
Yeah,
I have heard that before. Okay, all right. So Vic, do you think this is gonna hurt and help certain truck sales on what truck you buy?
no, it's not gonna help at all. Nothing's gonna happen, Cholo. My prediction, this is just my prediction. I'm just assuming this is not gonna happen. This law is not gonna come through for because of what's happening right now. There's too much freight that needs to be moved, and there's not enough trucks. Why is there not enough trucks? Because I've said it before. Like, for instance, JB Hunt, they grab about maybe 1,000 trucks a year. After they turn so many miles, like 450 or something like that, they turn them in and they grab more new trucks. Right now, they're not making trucks. Right now, the mega companies are getting a big tax write-off because they can't turn in their trucks because their contracts are over.
Mhm.
And they're supposed to be turning in these trucks, but they can't turn in these trucks. So how much sense does it make for, well, then these dummies are dummies over here in California. But how much sense does that make for these people to tell us, hey, your truck cannot run in California? They're really going to be short of trucks
Right.
because most of
Yeah.
the people that own these trucks, they own them. They have no payments on these trucks.
Mhm. Mhm.
But then again, these are Democrats that are running this state. Who knows? They might. I mean, they're stupid, so they might still say you still have to turn them in.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, there's owner operators, not a lot, but there are a few that I know that took off, that left California, said, I'm taking my business elsewhere. There's too much, it's too much. They tying up the bolts too hard on truckers out here, right? So, and then you got truckers that don't want to come, that are not from California, that refuse to drive into California as well, man. So for all the same reasons. So now you start putting these regulations on there where it's like, hey, your truck's no good starting this time, where it's like, okay, unless you're gonna give some sort of breaks where you're really gonna help people buy their trucks, buy a newer truck. I just, buying a truck is just not that to just let go of your truck that has zero truck payment to it and let that sucker go, man, and just go and get yourself another truck. That's rough, man, because that's gonna be a big portion of your income to start paying off another truck.
Well, the
So,
government does give you what they call grants
mhm.
to turn in your truck. But again, it's like you said, it's just another truck payment. Even though they give you that grant, you still have a portion of that truck payment left behind that you have to pay.
Yeah, 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 big time, man. So with these fuel prices, Vic, that have gone up, man. Man, if somebody's looking to buy a truck, Vic, these fuel prices are up there. They're only going to get higher, apparently, supposedly. Uh, what do you recommend? What truck should someone be looking at? What type of machine gun?
I right now I couldn't tell you, bro. I could not tell you. It's hard right now to buy a truck. It's real hard. You have to secure some freight for that truck. You can't just think about buying a truck. You have to secure some freight, some dedicated freight for yourself. You have to know the business, where to go get your freight. That should be everybody's first priority before you buy the truck. Make sure you have the industry down packed where, you know, you know how to be flexible when stuff like this comes around. You got to have your TWIC card, even though you don't want to have your TWIC card. You got to have your hazmat endorsement, even though you don't haul hazmat, doubles, all that good stuff. You just have to prepare yourself for situations like this. And if you don't have a place to run to get freight, I I wouldn't advise anybody to go get a truck right now. The trucks they are crazy. They are crazy.
Hey, Vic, you brought up something right now. I'm not sure everybody knows what it is. So let's touch on it real quick, man. The TWIC card. Now, I've heard, I don't know this to be true, but I've heard if you got a record, it might be tough to get a TWIC card.
No.
Can you explain a little bit to the people that don't know what a TWIC card is?
A TWIC card is a federal background. Um, you can have 2 strikes, 3 strikes, 1 strike. It doesn't matter. The twig card, what they're doing is looking into whether you're a terrorist, stuff like that. That's
Federal.
that's how it is. But if you're just a state criminal, then, then you're okay. Then you're okay. You're all right. If you murder Sancho and you did some burglaries, and you're a dolphin, what have you. That's what I call state criminal. Then you're all right. If you're on some kind of watch list from the feds, the DEA, you're not going to get the twig card. But the twig card has nothing to do with doing crimes like that. You'll get the twig card.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't have it, but a couple of people have told me like, I don't know, man. I think when you have a record, it's kind of hard to get one. I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, okay, all right. Well, I don't know. I'll ask Vic, man. But it always kept slipping my mind to ask you. Now the twig card. Can you explain a little bit why one needs the twig card?
The twig card is just like a driver's license for the ports. Every time you go into a port, you're gonna slide it into a slot, or you're gonna show it to a security guard. Without that twig card, you're not gonna be able to go in. So it's
Yeah,
another driver's license. I mean, you can use that twig card for pretty much anything. You can use it to open up a bank account, to show some kind of ID that you need. A twig card is good for everything because it's a federal card that you get.
right, right. Yeah. So definitely recommend people to get one of those. I've been looking to get one as well, man. So I always wanted to ask you about that. It just always slipped my mind, dog, because you talk to other drivers and it's like, well, I don't know, man. Some of these guys are just kind of pissed off at the world. So I don't know what to take or not, man. I've never had a tweet card, so but no, that's some good clutch right there. So Vic, just to kind of put a bow on this thing here now, okay? Mega carriers
Yeah.
to small businesses like yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this the diesel prices and how they're going to keep going up? Is this going to have a major effect on you? Does the mega carriers, are they going to feel this at all? What's going to happen? Who's going to feel it? I mean, outside of the customer, I get it. The customer is really going to feel it when they buy the product.
Everybody's gonna feel it. Mega carriers are gonna feel it, but most of the mega carriers, they have their little piggy bank on the side. They're smarter than you and I had put together. So they're gonna figure something out. They're gonna adjust to it, just like we are adjusting to it. So are the mega carriers gonna feel it as bad as everybody else? Probably not.
Okay. Any
But but that's the main thing. That's the main thing, Cholo. It's just to adjust. To adjust.
right.
Right now we're doing port work. I don't like my guys going to the port, because I know what it is to go into the ports.
Right.
I don't want them going into the ports, but right now we don't have a choice. If these guys want to keep clocking in 1,900 to $2,000 a week, I mean, they have to do what we need to do to cut costs on the fuel and to get paid a little bit more for running less.
Hmm.
But
Any
if you don't adjust, Cholo, you're gonna be stuck like everybody else, broke.
Yeah.
Every week, all that money that's coming into the account is going right back out because you're spending it on fuel. You have to adjust. If you just run with one company, one broker, you're going to be in the same situation as that company or broker is. But if you spread your wings, you keep an open mind. Like I said, have a twig card. Be prepared for stuff like this. Have a twig card. Have some endorsements. Have an open mind about doing some flatbed work, even though you've never done flatbed work. Go on YouTube. Find out how to strap. you won't be broke.
Yeah, flatbed work, basically you just roll up your sleeves and get a little bit more dirty, man. I've done, I actually like flatbed work, man. You get out, you're doing a little bit more work to it. It's and it pays more. And it pays more, so I definitely enjoy it depending what type of flat work. I'm flatbed work, if it's windy as hell outside and you got to torque that sucker, then I'm not liking it too much. I'm not liking it too much, man. But Vic, before we wrap it up, brother, any last words, got anything out there, man? People are freaking out. Fuel prices are up there. And to the gente, yes, you are going to see the prices go up on the shelves. Everything's going to go up. But any last words, Vic?
Just adjust to the industry. If there's a will, there's a way. Find your niche. If that broker's not paying, don't call for that broker. Not just because he's the only broker that has freight. There's plenty other people that have freight. Don't just put all your eggs in one basket. Shop around. That is a truck. That is not a dry van truck. It's not a reefer truck. It's a truck. You can put a whole bunch of equipment behind that truck. Don't let this little pandemic, whatever you guys want to call it, hit you in the pockets. Don't give up on what you're doing, because it's not the end of the world. All you have to do is adjust. That's all it is. Right now we're in a fight. Find a way out of the fight.
And there you guys have it, man. From a trucking survivor. So he's keeping his head above water, man. And that's what's up, Vic. Hey, gracias, Vic, for coming on here, man. Good luck to you and everybody out there that with these fuel prices, because they are going to continue to go up. And man, I just wish you guys nothing but the best. Wish all of us nothing but the best. This is our livelihoods. This is what we do. And I've said it before, trucking, it's not a job. It's a way of life, man. It's who we are. So you connect one with the truck, with the career and everything. And it's a life. It's not a job. It's not a job, man. It is a way of life. And the fuel prices definitely affect our way of life. So like you said, adjust, and hopefully everybody's able to make the proper adjustments and we can all get through this just fine, man. For everybody else, oh yeah, you're gonna see it on the shelf. So maybe you might want to relax on what you buy. Do you really need it, or you just wanting it? Maybe it's time to just purchase things that you need and not what you want, but with that, we're gonna get up out of here, man. All right. As always, familia, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of your surroundings and always keep a safe distance. Blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family. Till next time, this is Thecholotrucker from my man, Mr. Vic Man. Over and out.